An LGBT plus rights march in Białystok, eastern Poland, descends into chaos as counter-demonstrators attack.
Participants in the march were subjected to verbal and physical violence, and the police did nothing. It might be because of the government. It's possible that the government didn't want the march to be adequately policed.
If the organizers suspect foul play at such a high level, it's because this profoundly conservative region is an electoral stronghold of the ruling Law and Justice Party, nationalist and staunchly Catholic. The party's leader, Jarosław Kaczynski, has said he would ban pride marches if only the EU would let him.
One man, one woman in a stable relationship and their children, that is a family.
Kaczynski, who is unmarried and has no children, is styling his party as the great defender of traditional family values.
That model of the family has, today, ladies and gentlemen, many enemies. The family, as we know it, is under attack. Indeed, the natural differences between men and women are under attack.
The attack, as Kaczynski sees it, looks something like this. LGBT plus rights marches, or equality marches as they're known, have been taking place across Poland all summer. Mostly, unlike in Białystok, the police do keep the marchers well separated from counter-demonstrators who are ever present and often praying.
Maryjo, łaski pełna, Pan z Tobą, błogosławionaś Ty między niewiastami, błogosławiony owoc żywota Twojego, Jezus.
Despite all the ingratitude and criticism that you face, know that objectively you are doing what is right.
Once the priest had finished, though, the worshippers found alternative ways to express their religious devotion. A scene that left these women, straight allies who joined the march in solidarity, appalled.
I'd like to apologize to the whole of Europe for the fact that scenes like this are happening here in the heart of Europe, that attitudes like this are making a comeback in Poland. I don't understand it, and I cannot accept it.
This year's march was the biggest in Katowice's history. Disgust at the government's homophobic rhetoric drew people of all sexual orientations.
Hate towards LGBT people is spewing out of the media and the political scene. That's why a lot of people felt that they had to take to the streets and support LGBT people, because this is all about human rights.
In Katowice, participants in the march massively outnumbered the counter-demonstrators. But the following day, about 80 kilometers to the southeast, thousands of people attended a pilgrimage led by the Archbishop of Krakow, one of Poland's most senior clerics. He is well known for his criticism of the LGBT plus rights movement, which he compares to Nazi or Soviet totalitarianism.
The concentration camps and the Gulag were systems for destroying people. And it was then claimed that not reason, but dark forces within people linked to sex were the true essence of humanity. And the same thing is being said today in the form of gender ideology and LGBT ideology.
Poland's president, Andrzej Duda, was the guest of honor. Though the Archbishop's critics have suggested he could be indicted for hate speech, the country's leaders have publicly praised him. Back in Białystok, activists blame the church as well as the government for the attacks on their march.
People who came out from the church, they were just full of hatred, a long way from true Christian values, it seems to me.
And all those who attack LGBT people swear that they're fighting an ideology, not people. But the ideology does not exist, only we exist.
The anti-LGBT campaign may be backfiring. After the attack on their march, sympathizers sent money to Białystok's LGBT plus community, which can finally afford to rent an office.
If you take ignorance and fan it with fear, then you can turn it into hatred. But we're also seeing that some Poles are fed up with the ruling party's rhetoric.
After the march in Białystok, lots of people who had been neutral or even against it decided that actually they're on our side after they saw what hatred really looks like.
Nevertheless, polling shows nearly a quarter of citizens view the LGBT+ movement as the greatest threat facing Poland.